From the moment we are old enough to understand the concept of money, we are handed a script. It sounds responsible. It sounds safe. It sounds why. Go to school, get good grades, find a stable job, work hard for 40 years, save a little money, retire at 65, then relax and live comfortably ever after. This script has been repeated by parents, teachers, employers, and even governments for generations. It feels so normal that we rarely question it. But what if this entire financial blueprint is deeply flawed? What if the promise of security at the end of a lifetime of labor is built on assumptions that no longer hold true? What if the safe path is actually the riskiest strategy of all? Today, we will talk about the financial lie we've all been told since childhood. So, before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. The financial lie we've all been told since childhood is simple. If you work hard and follow the traditional path, the system will take care of you. Embedded inside this belief is the idea that a steady paycheck equals security, that retirement is guaranteed, and that programs like Social Security will be there in full when you need them. But the economic landscape has changed dramatically. Pensions have largely disappeared. The cost of living has surged. Healthcare expenses have exploded. Wages have not kept pace with productivity or inflation in many sectors. And government programs are under strain. One of the most significant pillars of this guaranteed retirement myth is Social Security Administration. For decades, Americans have been told that Social Security will form the foundation of their retirement income. It is often described as a safety net, and in many cases, it is. But it was never designed to be your sole source of retirement income. It was meant to supplement personal savings and pensions. The misunderstanding of its purpose has created widespread over-reliance. To understand the issue, we must go back to 1935, when Franklin D. Roosevelt signed the Social Security Act into law during the Great Depression. At that time, life expectancy was significantly lower. The ratio of workers to retirees was extremely high, and the system operated in a demographic environment that made long-term sustainability easier. In the early decades, there were dozens of workers supporting each retiree. Today, that ratio has shrunk dramatically. Fewer workers are supporting more retirees, and people are living much longer. This demographic shift is one of the biggest cracks in the foundation. When Social Security was created, the average retirement period was relatively short. Today, it is not uncommon for retirees to collect benefits for 20 to 30 years. That is a massive financial obligation placed on a system funded primarily by payroll taxes from current workers. The system operates largely on a pay-as-you-go basis, meaning today's workers fund today's retirees. As birth rates decline and the population ages, this structure becomes increasingly strained. Another part of the lie is the belief that working hard automatically leads to wealth. In reality, most people trade time for money their entire lives without building significant assets. A salary can cover expenses, but wealth is built through ownership. Ownership of businesses, investments, intellectual property, or appreciating assets. Many people were never taught the difference between income and assets. They were taught how to earn, not how to multiply. Inflation is another silent factor rarely emphasized in childhood financial education. A dollar today does not buy what it did 20 years ago, and it will not buy what it does 20 years from now. When people are told to save money, they often imagine security. But if savings are not invested wisely, inflation quietly erodes purchasing power. Over decades, this erosion can significantly reduce the real value of retirement funds and Social Security benefits. Healthcare costs add another layer of complexity. As people age, medical expenses typically increase. While programs like Medicare provide assistance, they do not cover everything. Long-term care, prescription drugs, and specialized treatments can drain retirement savings rapidly. The assumption that a fixed monthly Social Security check will cover all retirement needs is dangerously optimistic for many households. There is also the issue of timing. Social Security benefits can be claimed as early as age 62, but claiming early permanently reduces monthly payments. Waiting until full retirement age, or even age 70, can significantly increase monthly benefits. Yet many individuals claim early out of necessity or fear, locking in lower lifetime payouts. Understanding how and when to claim is critical, yet many people never receive comprehensive guidance on this decision. Trust funds are often discussed in headlines. The Social Security trust funds hold reserves built from surplus payroll taxes collected in past decades. However, projections have indicated that without reform, these reserves could be depleted within the coming years. That does not mean Social Security will disappear entirely, but it could mean reduced benefits unless changes are made. Relying solely on a system facing structural pressure is a gamble disguised as security. The psychological component of the financial lie is powerful. Stability feels safe. A steady paycheck feels predictable. But depending entirely on one income source, especially one controlled by an employer, can be risky. Job markets shift, industries evolve, automation replaces roles, economic recessions occur. When your financial life depends on a single stream of income for decades, you are vulnerable to forces outside your control. Another hidden truth is taxation. Many retirees are surprised to learn that Social Security benefits can be taxable depending on total income. If you have other retirement income from pensions, part-time work, or investments, a portion of your Social Security benefits may be subject to federal income tax. This further reduces the net amount received and requires careful tax planning. So, how do you plan around Social Security rather than depend on it? First, treat it as a baseline, not a lifeline. Estimate your projected benefit using official calculators and incorporate it into a broader retirement plan. Build diversified income streams, retirement accounts, taxable investments, real estate income, or business ventures. The goal is to reduce dependence on any single source. Second, understand the power of compound growth. Investing early and consistently in diversified assets allows time to work in your favor. The earlier you begin, the less you need to contribute monthly to reach significant long-term goals. Compound growth is one of the most powerful wealth-building mechanisms available, yet it is rarely emphasized in traditional schooling. Third, focus on increasing financial literacy. Learn how taxes work. Learn about asset allocation. Understand risk tolerance. Know the difference between active and passive income. Study how economic cycles function. The more you understand, the more control you gain over your financial destiny. Fourth, consider longevity planning. With longer life expectancies, retirement may last as long as your career did. Planning for 25 to 30 years without employment income requires strategic withdrawal rates, healthcare planning, and inflation-adjusted projections. Underestimating lifespan can lead to outliving savings, a fear shared by millions. The deeper financial lie is not just about Social Security, it is about passivity. We were told to follow instructions, not to question the structure. We were encouraged to seek employment, not ownership. We were taught to aim for comfort, not resilience. True financial security comes from adaptability, multiple income streams, disciplined investing, and ongoing education. This does not mean Social Security is useless or doomed. It remains a crucial support system for millions, especially lower-income retirees. It reduces poverty among the elderly and provides disability and survivor benefits. But it should be viewed realistically, as one component of a larger strategy, not the entire strategy. In the end, the real message is empowerment. You are not powerless within the system. You can increase savings rates. You can invest wisely. You can delay gratification. You can acquire new skills. You can build assets. You can diversify income. Social Security may support you, but it should not define your retirement. The story we were told was comforting but incomplete. The truth is more demanding but far more liberating. Financial security is not handed to you at 65. It is constructed intentionally over decades. It requires knowledge, discipline, flexibility, and foresight. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up, leave a comment, and click the button to subscribe.